Welcome back, everybody, to the next day of the WePlay Dota 2 tournament. I'm Gods. Joining me is Luminous, and we have got more Group A action. The WePlay Dota 2 tournament, for those of you not familiar, is a $25,000 European-American competition. We're here in Group A. There's 4 groups to sort of look at, but we'll just sort of focus in on Group A, take a look at where we stand before we introduce our first matchup today, which is going to be Kaipi up against previous KZ after a disappointing result yesterday. We can see they're not quite as previous level as
Virtus Pro.
Previous Pro, Virtus. I don't know.
We'll
come up with something clever later.
The fires have been shot all day, all morning.
But Kaipi, they're undefeated. They're kind of middle of the pack, but they're 2-0. Really looking
2-0 because they haven't played their matches yet. And if you're a fan of Kaipi Dota, well, you are a fan of the Beyond the Sum channel today because we are featuring 2 best of 2s. Both of them are Kaipi, and there hopefully will be mercies thrown around.
And if you're a fan of Kaipi, you're a fan of Beyond the Summit because Lumi's going to be worshipping Summer throughout.
No, I will be their biggest critics today.
Okay.
I'm their manager.
Okay.
They have to strive for better. And this draft is already heating up, so whenever we could jump back in the game.
Yep.
Kaipi had second pick, so this is what I found really, really interesting, and this harks back to Navi versus Line back in TI3 finals. Neither team were willing to ban out Wisp or Batrider, so they were just trading the hero back and forth. They were banning out things like Lifestealer, Nature's Prophet, OD, and Naga in this draft. And Kaipi, to me, have a very unique position in this particular, I guess, metagame of leaving the Wisp and Bat. First of all, Bone 7's Bat is unbeatable. I've never seen them actually lose a game with Batrider, so they feel very confident getting the Bat themselves. And secondly, Pilot Dice Wisp is the counter to the Bat, because we saw those point-blank, distant brick lasso relocates. And of course, they've done that against Empire, I believe, is the team that they pulled that one out, and it was just marvelous to watch. So it seems like Kaipi says, you could have either of the hero, and we'll just quote-unquote counter by bringing the other. And it's so unique to be in a position like that to have those kind of weapons. And Kaipi will end up with the Wisp, and we'll see how Pilot will pilot that particular hero.
As far the Wisp for the Bat trade, we've seen it before, like you say, but I'm quite interested because they actually pick up the puck in the first 2 picks. Right off the bat, they picked that with the Wisp when those heroes like the Darkseer, which Next.kz just picked up in response. I guess, well, Bone 7, I mean, he plays a fantastic Darkseer, so it's, to me, just more surprising they go for the puck than the Wisp Bat trade, something where we see quite a bit. Those heroes like Darkseer, Visage, a lot of strong options, and they go for it right into, most likely, Sing Sing's puck.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I like this puck draft so far. I feel like Kunga is one of those heroes that they had a lot of successes with, and I'm not sure exactly why puck is a necessary aspect of this Kaipi draft so far, but hopefully we'll learn more as the draft goes on. Kaipi Bone 7 is actually the drafter here today instead of Eternal Envy, and they're banning out a couple of heroes, or both teams are banning out a couple of heroes like Kaipi really likes. Bane Elemental is a hero that they really like to set up, for example, Kunga boats and stuff, or arrows, and Naga Siren is a hero that they use to great successes. They would just sleep and then set up an arrow that's flying in. Generally very good with things like that, but you know,
we saw them go Naga, Siren, Mirana first 2 picks. That's how much they prioritize something like this combo.
But neither of those heroes are in the pool anymore, so I want to see if Kaipi's practicing some newer heroes.
Mirana's still in the pool, but without the Naga Siren not in the pool. So.
There's still Shadow Demon, so there's something like that.
I think Shadow Demon Wisp, you just don't have enough firepower coming out from your supports, maybe.
No, you don't.
So if they go that route, they definitely need to have your 3 cores be really pack and heat, and I think it's a much safer option to go for a secondary support, which can actually sort of provide a bit more in team fights.
There's always one thing when you cast like Navi games, Alliance games, and you kind of predict their draft because you've seen them so much, and teams don't really like to try newer things. I'm always looking forward to teams that just randomly bring out a hero that you've forgotten about, like, oh, wow, they picked the Lich. Lich is still a hero?
Yeah.
I think Kaipi the other day picked out Axe in their game against the Lions, and that's
it never got played though.
Well, it never got played, unfortunately. Yeah, it's something that these are the picks that you look forward to, and because you want to see a really good team to remind you how a hero is supposed to be played and redefine the metagame by doing so. But we'll see whether Next.kz is going to go into their Fable Storm and the Shadow Fiend, and 2 heroes that they lean on quite a bit. It's wide open here, but at the same time, Puck, Chen, and Wisp, to me, are a really good hero against Shadow Fiend, especially in the early game ganking phase.
Yeah, I'm sure Kaipi, even though they're expecting themselves to be favorites going into this matchup, these guys are, to quote Eternal Envy, they're tryhards. They will have done their research, even on a team like Next.kz. Minimum, I'd say they've looked at what drafts they've played the last few days. At most, maybe even checked out a bit of how they laned it, what and even watch some of those VODs. So Kaipi are a team who will do their homework. They know they'll try new heroes, they'll practice them in pubs and try and fit them into the current metagame and make it work. So we'll be seeing AUI 2000 on the Chen, Pylai, the Wisp player for this team, and we don't really know too much else about this draft. Sama likely to be comboing with that Wisp. We've seen him doing a lot of the safe lane Weaver. Weaver's still in the pool, but it doesn't really strike me very strongly as a good Weaver game. You've already got the Wisp there. You want something with a bit more durability and also just a combo with the Wisp.
With that said, we also have seen like Sakuchi into Tether Suns and the Spirit Ball comes.
Yeah.
A Swarm or two for a couple of, kills. So it is an okay lane combo, but once you exit out of the lane stage, you want something that gives you more tank. You want something that hits a little bit harder. So we're going to see a Bone 7 clock here. A clockwork that I believe is one of the best clocks in Europe, which is saying a lot. There's a lot of good clock players. I'm not sure who is better, Bone 7 or Boba, but I'm going to edge it and give it to Bone 7. Boba did it on a bigger stage though, so
yeah,
it's hard to argue against Boba. But Bone 7's clock is absolutely amazing, and hopefully we're going to see some of his performance today. Gyrocopter is going to be the next pick up here for Next.kz. So, well, we see Mantis' Gyro yesterday, and a few of us were impressed.
Yeah, hopefully going to be amping it up with this. Needs to go to the next level, so to speak. But I think the big mistake Next.kz could make here is running either Batrider or Darkseer in the jungle and going a really greedy option, picking up a solo mid and having that sort of dual lanes. I think they just need to go for a strong tri-lane, have your offlane Darkseer, have your Batrider at mid. I think if they put someone like Batrider in the jungle and get a Shadow Fiend mid, they've lost, or a Storm or something. I don't think they can. They will never get away with something that greedy against a team like Kaipi.
That seems to be the case here. They're drafting out. They're needing one more support if it's going to be the center lanes, and Kaipi is banning out these supports. They take away the Lina, so I think they're expecting a Darkseer on either one of the solo lanes and Batrider on the other, and more of a very traditional tri-lane featuring the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, Kaipi hasn't really picked up the Shadow Fiend or picked up their hero yet, and Shadow Fiend seems to be Next.kz ban. He turned MVP Shadow Fiend yesterday, so I think that just judging from these drafts, both teams are somewhat kind of preparing for each other and done their research. The thing that I find a little bit curious is the Disruptor ban out, which we've seen teams like Virtus Pro has played once or twice in the WePlay Dota 2 Cup, but I haven't seen Next.kz played it.
Just against the Wisp,
counter?
yeah.
This is a very good puck counter as well.
Yeah, it seems to be just entirely targeted at these sort of aggressive jumping and mobile heroes like with the Wisp with the relocate. So Kaipi need one last hero to combo with the Wisp. I feel like just pull a page out of the Alliance playbook. You pay some homage to them and pick up something like a PA. Go for the Wisp PA. Alternatively, you can go that old school Wisp Tiny. I think that's where teams are realizing you don't have to go straight for the Wisp CK, and Wisp is still a amazing support regardless of what carry you end up putting it with.
The only thing I would disagree on for that, I think PA by far is actually a really good hero here, because Stifling Dagger helps you set up Chen stuns, and then it really allows you to get that Blink Tether combo and things like that. At the same time, I've never heard Kaipi or Eternal Envy specifically practicing Tiny or PA, and he's a tryhard in that regard. He won't play a hero that he hasn't practiced, and you will know he hasn't played a hero, because a lot of times I play with him when he's practicing those heroes. There was a phase where he played Tinker nonstop.
Know what hero he has played a ton? Ursa.
Ursa. He has played that a bit.
He loves his Ursa. I think it's like it was his favorite hero for a while.
But and he 1v1 you and lost.
After that, he never played it again.
But yeah, going back to PA or Tiny, he haven't practiced those heroes, and for heroes that he hasn't practiced on, they are just goddamn awful. Holy crap! I played with him when he was practicing Tinker. Jesus, my Tinker are better.
He was practicing. Yeah, he's been practicing Storm lately.
Storm.
Watching some Blitz VODs and just saying like trying to do. Except he plays as a safe lane farming Storm, but he wants to go that Bloodstone build that Blitz likes to do. And I think the one time they've tried in a competitive match, they actually lost. So
not enough practice, apparently.
Not enough practice.
Well, we'll see what Bone 7's gonna give Eternal Envy. Are they gonna random this? We're down to no time. PA, all right. So it's a hero that you called, and it's a hero that I say he has no practice with. So we'll see how it goes.
You can see how long they took to pick it. They weren't confident. Well, they at least wanted to look at the other options. It wasn't like hey, this is what they'd been drafting towards the entire time. It was something like, okay, what can we actually get?
So PA, in a sense, it's really good against Darkseer as well as Batrider, because you could initiate very far onto him with Stifling Dagger. It sets you up with Chen, and I think it fits this lineup very well. And this is a lineup that Alliance use quite a bit. The really big weakness of this particular lineup is that all of the damage output, literally every bit of damage output, is coming out from the Phantom Assassin. And when you have great single target disables, such as Bat Rider Flaming Lasso, the instant telekinesis lift, and now even a Shackle Shop on top of that, it's really hard for Kaipi to protect that Phantom Assassin. You really need to have those point blank relocate that Pilot Eye is so infamous for. So we'll see whether they could protect Phantom Assassin. And it seems like Isama is having a little bit of connectivity issues.
Hopefully no deja vu from yesterday, where we did have a couple of problems regarding connecting to games, as well as Valve servers actually going splat one game. But I think the big difference here, like if this is like one of your alliance routes, it's more likely they'd have Admiral Bulldog either on Prophet or Lone Druid.
Yeah.
And it's not just because their hero is more suited to him, it's because that means it's not all about the PA doing damage. Those are both semi-carry. They're basically two positions here. They get the second most farm on your team, and Clockwork isn't really the case. In this drought, I feel Kaipi will be prioritizing getting Sing more farm, get him not just a Blink Dagger, but Hex, Dagon, whatever it may be, because he can benefit more from farm than the Clockwork can in a number of ways.
At the same time, no matter how much you get a farm onto a Puck, unless you're getting an MKB, which I've seen Fear done in the past, MKB Puck was legit, you're not going to get the damage output. Now with that said, Bone 7, a man that is known for very interesting item builds, to say the least, he has been getting Armlet on Clockworks in the past, so maybe that's where the secondary damage is coming in.
Okay, well, game will be unpaused. We'll get into our opening match of the WePlay Dota 2 action today. We're going to have Next.kz playing over on the Radiant side. Mantis, once again, for better or for worse, will be playing that Gyrocopter. 1, 2, 3 on the Bat Rider. We've got Stalcat playing the Darkseer, Equal playing the Windrunner, and then finally it's Reeves playing the Rubik.
It's 1, 2, 3 or
just about to. It looks like I think that's the avatar that we had yesterday. So I'm just checking his profile now. It is yes, WTF or Machina Ubica has one of the names he's used yesterday.
I didn't know Banana came here from the Cena Cup to play. And by the way, Cena Cup, it will be resuming tomorrow. So
big match, IG versus LGD.
Yeah, looking forward to waking up early and then falling asleep, inevitably to the Chinese Farm Fest. But Clockwork is going to be handled by Bone 7 on the off lane. By Kaipi. We have Beaver Knight or Sing Sing playing Puck Solo mid, and your very standard tri-lane featuring Eternal Envy's Phantom Assassin. We have Pilot Dai playing his Wisp, and AI 2000 handling the Shen. So we'll see how things go.
Yep, very early smoke pickup from AUI 2000, maybe suggesting he wants to go for a rotation towards the bottom lane. Actually, Darkseer and Clockwork both 7.
What's going on over here?
Okay, Clockwork's just going to turn the other way.
What is Stalcat doing? Is he just straight up pulling the creeps?
It's a quad lane bottom.
Are they doing qualling push? Let's see what the reaction is, because
he tangoed up very early. A bit of a wasted tango in some ways, but well, zone the Clockwork out of this lane. How are they going to
interesting. They have a double damage as well, so whatever you want to do is going to be a lot more effective. And this is the lineup do against, because what is a level 1 Puck, a level 1 Shen going to do against you? There's nothing they can do if they do want to do a 4-man push.
They're not.
This is.
If they were, Darkseer would have been between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower, just iron shelling himself and going for creep waves. So it looks like he's just going straight jungle. He knows he can't. Well, you can kind of you can get experience against a Wisp PA. I would prefer to see him at top lane contesting this lane.
No, I don't think he will ever get level 2. Between Stifling Dagger and Chen creeps running in, it's almost impossible to get
but Chen's not going to be in lane at level 1.
Right, but I think between a PA and a Puck, or a PA and a Wisp, they could zone you out.
Not, absolutely not.
Okay, we'll see.
Not at all the case.
Well, Windrunner is going to come in, get a little bit of the deny action. Because you have Iron Shell 1, I just feel that it's very difficult.
You get double Iron Shell on the creep wave, and it just pushes it out. You can get XP safely. They can't go on you because you just Iron Shell yourself. So maybe you can Stifling Dagger you, but your Iron Shell does a ton of damage.
Well, Windrun is definitely having an easier time in the lane right now, being a range hero and having access to the Windrun. As this case, Pilot Dai just trading hits, and I could tell you that Pilot Dai is going to lose it out. Actually forces out a Windrun, so pretty decent there. Maybe they're looking for a little bit of dive, because of which we haven't really seen good pulling action from Pilot Dai, and the Creep Equilibrium is now lost, and that's a big victory here for Equal. Yeah,
Equal's going to get a lot of experience under the tower. This is kind of the greedier approach, which I felt that Next.kz probably shouldn't do, but Winner is actually going to get some decent XP and farm at top lane. It isn't really a hero that needs greedy items. You can just go for the mech, get your phase boots early, and just provide that utility for your team. They do have the Bat Rider mid, and then Darkseer in the jungle, who is a hero who can actually rotate and provide help even before he gets itemed up. Just with Boots, Bottle, or Soul Ring, level 4, level 5, he can provide pressure on lanes.
Yeah, now we see we have WTF on the mid lane actually going for a Bottle first, which is some sort of a little bit of divergence from the norm, because most Bat Rider likes to get the boots at first, boost of speed first, and then just go for the kill. I think he's just respecting the power of Puck on the mid lane. Between Orbs and FaZe, it's really, really difficult to find that kill.
Yeah, Sync's already up to 10 Magic Stick charges here with all the Napalm spam, but it's something as Batrider, you're just going to be spamming that regardless. You know he's going to have that full Magic Stick, and he doesn't want to just use that right away. So Windrunner's going to scatter Haste Rune top. It looks like Windrunner should be going back to this top lane. So another thing we see that Na'Vi do with this off-lane Windrunner is you just start killing Ancients. If you have that Quelling Blade or just chop down some trees, you can actually just kill Ancients right off the bat, but we're not going to see that from Equal here in the off-lane.
Yeah, it's actually a lot more difficult to do than just, you know, oh, I'm going to tango down a couple of trees and then go for the Ancients.
Yeah.
You need the proper ward. You need your entire team to rotate in and prevent the D-ward of your Ancients. We see many teams trying to sentry or ward the Ancient spots. Looks like Equal hasn't, and his team hasn't really practiced that, so not going to go for that strat this game. But for now, Eternal Envy's got himself a Ring of Health, so possibility of a Battle Fury coming in, which is a build that a lot of players agree and disagree against. With what's your idea of a Battle Fury PA?
I don't think maybe I think this game it looks like it could go alright, but I feel like he's the main source of damage. As we said, this is his source of damage. So I think given that factor, I think it's okay this game. But I think standard PA game, it's never going to be the right item choice. But this is not really your standard PA game. This is a 4 protect 1 PA game.
Yeah, this is your overcharge, hoping that Eternal Envy gets a couple of Cryptic Ground in the team fight, which the more damage you have, the more damage you get. And of course, you know, you're up against a Windrunner physical harassment. Maybe just grabbing the Ring of Health for value, at least in lane for now. Back on the bot here, Bone 7's got level 2. It's going to get a little bit more levels as Equilibrium again lost. This is, to me, either a very sloppy game of Dota or both teams kind of purposely saying, alright, let's just trade a little bit of farm here for a jungle with their off lane, because you can see that Chen in jungle is just not doing any type of harass, just jungling it, hitting himself level 5, which is insanely quickly. We're 4 minutes in, he's level 5 as Chen. That's Enigma-esque in terms of jungle speed, and similarly, we see Windrunner getting a decent amount of levels compared to Bone 7 because both supports are not really pulling.
Yeah, AUI, even with this early smoke, he's not intending at all to use this. Maybe a bit later on to go for a rotation, gank on mid lane around when Puck hits level 6, but using that smoke earlier than that, not going to happen.
So it comes down to the mid lane, I think, here. We have WTF hitting at 18 CS and Puck not falling too far behind with 14. Once these heroes hits level 6, we might see a little bit more rotation.
Ooh, gank at top.
Here we go. Siphoning Dagger into Blink Strike, I imagine. Blink Strike actually not getting him forward. The Windrun portion of the Windrunner allow him to apply a little bit slow here to Eternal Envy, and I think that will only work until Eternal Envy gets face boost.
Bone 7's been found out here near the bottom rune. He's going to try get away from a Surge Darkseid, though. Darkseid just needs to not get cogged out, but it looks like Bone 7 with boots isn't going to be in too much danger. He actually salves up, and looks like he's just trying to get some sort of vision and just knowledge about what Next.kz are doing in their jungle.
Yeah, we see Eternal Envy on the top lane makes yet another Siphoning Dagger Blink Strike dive and goes for the kill. Not really going to find it, but successfully forces Windrunner back. And that's where really Eternal Envy gets very dangerous. Once you get to that second and third level of Siphoning Dagger, it's a lot more spammable, the slow gets a lot more impressive. The damage, nice take up there, and well, you go for those kills. Unfortunately, hasn't really able to find it yet.
Yep, well, both teams trading farm here, no kills so to speak, and it's Next.kz with a very small edge on gold, but at this point it's not really anything too noticeable. As Dire team
forced back to the jungle, very interesting.
And this is where you see Windrunner actually kind of getting a little bit out of this offlane, actually a lower level than Bone 7 as the offlane Clockwork, but he was killing off he did the little neutral camp, the big pull, killed off that level 6 Astral Warlord. He's getting a little bit of farm here and there, and does have his boots up, so Next.kz aren't going to be too worried about how this Windrunner is doing, and now with his Batrider having level 6, they can look to maybe rotate and get some ganks of their own.
Yeah, this is a gank that we've seen Kaipi do quite a bit. Last time I seen them do, Invisrun, nice pickup here by Bone 7. He'll pick that one, Batrider thinks he's safe, but they don't really have a good initiation gank. His Battery Assault all they need, 1, 2, 3, 7 trying to run away. Dream Coil barely catches him, he's up on the cliff, and one easy orb.
Nope.
Well, not that easy, apparently. Flaming Lasso drags AUI up to high ground here. He gets killed by the neutral of a Frost Ogre Mage, and AUI needs to get himself a teleport spell. Is he going to die? He had to maybe use Hand of God.
Oh. The Firefly wore off.
Power shot? Anybody coming in? Nobody coming in. You can see that Bone 7 is trying to provide the assistance.
I don't think... Oh no, Windrunner is actually rotating down there. They know there's no TP yet, maybe. TP has to come out on the courier. Nope.
No, they just don't go for it.
Yeah, I don't think they realized how low HP he was, because the Firefly doing damage with the 2 Napalm stack actually is what got AUI really low there.
But AUI showing some poise, not using the Hand of God. A lot of players was just jammed. That's like, go God, don't kill me. But okay exchange here. That was a 4-man smoke gang, a 3-man smoke gang, and 1, 2, 3. Did I call him 1, 2, 3, 7? I think so. He denied himself to the neutral. Really well played.
Well, how's Mantis doing? Bottom lane, we talked about his disappointing results yesterday, and kind of like yesterday, he's farming really well, has his fast phase boots. Yesterday, he ended up getting all the farm he needed, all your standard gyrocopter items, but the decision-making just wasn't there.
Yeah, back in the top lane here, we do see Stallcat being hogged in right now. He's definitely going to go down. Stifling Dagger and then Blink Strike. Well, that's going to be a last hit stolen from by Eterna MV. He gets a first blood kill. That's big boon for him. He's got phase boot up, looking for that battle fairy.
Yeah, you say he never plays PA, but he's got a full PA set here.
Yeah, he scams the stream viewers. Which, by the way, twitch.tv/1991 to be scammed. To give away your free PA items to him.
Oh, I love it.
And when they say scam, he doesn't really scam. Ancient stacking here, run that brief.
He gets benefits. He gets some
Yeah, he gets
benefits and donations from generous fans of his who follow the code and worship the Sama teachings.
Degenerate worshipper, not fans.
Devotees.
Devotees, indeed. Oh, we do see Puck hitting level 6. One thing I do want to point about is that Sing Sing, if you look at him, he actually hasn't used a single tango salve at all. Just shows you that the style of the mid lane for both players just trading farm. And of course, he has to use his bottle because he's spamming his orb. So I'm not sure whether this is the best way to go about it. Batrider won't easily kill a Puck, but at the same time, just trading farm against a Puck, I mean, I don't know, because he is going to get a quick Blink Dagger and he is going to be a presence on the map.
Yep, well, here comes the first tower push of the game. We are going to see Gyrocopter Mantis get this T1 tower, and Kaipi not even in position to try and defend this. And if you're Next.kz, you don't stop here. I say you start pressuring this T2 tower, at least force rotations coming out. Batrider's here, no Blink Dagger, but he can just Firefly around the trees here. Use the fact that you're pushing deep in these side lanes. Try to abuse fog during nighttime to still get a pick off here. So I think they're going to keep on pushing and applying pressure at this bottom lane.
I think that's a great decision too, because you notice the clock is not level 6 just yet, so it's very difficult for Kaipi to really take a good fight. And same thing, Wisp is not level 6 just yet, so I don't expect Kaipi to make that defense until they get level 6 or until they actually push up to the high ground, which you're forced to make that defense. So
and Kaipi aren't even applying counter pressure.
Exactly.
At top lane.
Again, they can't apply counter pressure because they don't have a clock level 6 nor a Wisp level 6. And Darkseid by himself should be able to do okay, but Bone 7, I say that, he's using his battery assault, tanking the creep wave. The double iron shell is just shredding him apart.
Yeah.
And,
Darkseid alone at top can hold this top tier 1 tower. Kaipi are trying to get 2 tier 1s by going for both top as well as mid. Top, very little chance it looks like. And Next.kz can already rotate. And this is something they could have actually done. It's just stayed 4 heroes bottom and forced TPs back. Because this tier 3 tower is undefended.
Well, back on top here, Stallcat perhaps getting a little bit dove upon. A teleportation scroll going to come in. That's going to be from our Gyrocopter. Any flak cannons coming in. Paladin's going to just tether himself out of there. But they're surging him up. I don't think you get the skill. Call down, though, however, will hit at least Paladin once. You can see that he's actually using his overcharge to actually block a portion of that damage. It is a very good use of overcharge if you could time certain spells like that. And he does. But, yeah, they defended both their towers. In fact, it's going to be a deny on the mid tower, so very nicely done. Uh-oh, Mantis is going to find AUI 2000. Maybe have to force to use his Hand of God. Still okay right now. Hand of God gets popped off here. And you see Blink Strike coming in here from... Ooh, that's going to be 1 kill going on so far. Nice Stream Core coming in. That's a 2nd kill. Well played. And that's a very important level game for Paladai as well as Bone 7.
And that's the first time we've actually seen Sing Sing come to the action. He knew he could just stay mid, wasn't really needed in these side lanes until something like that happened at top lane. He comes, he gets his team 2 kills, actually himself 2 kills, and now has a Blink Dagger as well.
I just want to stress on how well AUI has been playing the jungle. He's level 8. He's rivaling the offlane solo carry of Team Next.kz in a free farm lane as a Chen. I want to download this replay and see what his jungle pattern is, because this is...
I saw him use a Wildkin early on.
Okay.
So maybe some
probably
creep
need
luck.
a Wildkin, but like I just want to stress, like, you
Yeah.
never ever get these kind of leveling. But now that we have level 6 on clock, you see Bone 7 just waiting on the wings. They are thinking about pushing, and Reeves, oh, he's got to be very careful.
Oh, yeah.
He could be easily dead.
And relocating up is going to be a big problem. If they're grouping up at top lane next season, maybe go in the PA, but PA can just be safe for the relocate or just a counter gang. Bone 7.
Relocate
Hook on 2.
and they just melt. Stallcat trying to survive through that one.
Not a chance.
They
used the surge to go in, so there's no surge out. And PA, EE gets both of those 2 kills. He's now getting very, very farmed.
Yeah, he is leading.
He's almost got Battle Fury. He's just 400 gold away.
He is leading in terms of net worth against the team that has 2 towers up on them. So Eternal Envy is going to get a tower of their own for the team, and Kaipi, in my opinion, very so ahead, despite being down 1 tower.
He says, leave me that tower. Sing Sing. Everyone stopped attacking except Sing Sing. Sing Sing's like, nah, fuck that.
I mean, I think
EE really wanted that for that Battle Fury.
They're okay with either of them getting it.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not, because Sing Sing's got his Blink Dagger. Never mind.
Yeah.
That should have gone to Envy for sure.
I think it was like, you could tell everyone stopped attacking and EE was trying so hard to time it, and then Sing Sing comes in with an attack at the last minute, so... His Battle Fury gets slowed down. He has to go back for a big neutral creep here, but...
That's alright.
It's not a big deal, but it's just one of those funny things where you can see Sing Sing just doing as Sing Sing does best and
I'm
trolling his own teammate.
I'm not sure whether that was fully intended, but if Sing Sing does it, maybe it was. Well, 800 gold on Sing Sing after that tower last. He's going to be going for Turret, and I think this is where Kaipi decides to go amped up the aggression. They have Clockwork level 6, they have Relocate up, and you can see that Wisp should be going forward. Yeah, he is just going to follow Envy, and once Kaipi's going to find himself a couple kills, all 5 Kaipi members will be there.
Yeah, they still have to be a little bit careful. EE very squishy, just 800 HP. Magic Nuke burst damage will just blow him up. A cooldown, Fade Bolt, Power Shot, and you're dead. So
yeah, he doesn't even have a Magic Stick, which is gives you a ton of mana. They find Mantis, and Mantis is as dead as he could possibly get.
Yeah, Hookshot going to leave things off here. They just get him easily caught out in the jungle. They also, I think, catch vision of Stalcat there. They're not going to follow up on him. And as far as EE goes, I feel like at this point, even though you went straight for the battlefield, you can still go back and get like items like drums, just for it gives you HP as well as a much needed aura. Either that, or you need to go for something like a BKB.
I think the fact that he has a Ring of Protection makes me think he wants to get an early game Vlad. We've seen a lot of
Vlad's is great.
Yeah, it doesn't give you really what you need. Like, she doesn't need extra armor. She doesn't need the extra damage too much. She just wants HP. Bing, Coil on the middle, Relocate come in, and everybody's caught trying to get a vacuum one, but Saltcat's just getting burst down by EE Sama himself. Couple more right clicks gonna do the job, and that's a team wipe. We're seeing a 13-minute team wipe, and really haven't talked about the score as they call it
13-minute GG.
It's 0 and 11. This is the second installment of a perfect Dota game. I've seen Alliance do it a couple months before they win TI3. Now Kaipi dominating the tournament with Wisp PA.
Well, EE Sama has probably converted a few of the doubtings in the audience today. More people maybe following the preachings of Eternal Envy.
Yes.
As their harshest critic today, Lumi, what did they do wrong, if anything?
I won't say it wrong, but their level 6 on Wisp and Clockwork was a little bit slow, and as a result, they lost 1 or 2 towers because of that. But I don't think they did.
Yeah, because they gave up those 2 towers. That was the one part where I felt Next.kz were kind of doing something right and catching Kaipi a bit unawares. When they got those 2 towers bottom, they could have even kept pushing us forward and pressured the tier 3. You're never going to really get a tier 3 because there'll be TPs in, but they could have at least sort of forced Kaipi to react to it.
Yeah. I mean, how can you criticize a perfect game?
Yeah.
You can't. So, really well played by Kaipi, and that's why we think they're the favorite of group number A. So
favorite of this tournament, almost? Well, at least
calm down here.
Top 3, I would say, is looking very good.
I mean, on the other side, you have things like the new EG looking really strong in the roster. Alliance always has...
What is the new EG roster?
I can't say.
So how do you know they're looking really strong?
Well, you know they have Old Man Fear. That alone, like that's,
you've got fear and you're looking good.
Yeah.
But we'll take a quick break now. I think we'll get ourselves into game number 2 and be back with more EE Sama action.